Good morning, students. I'm so happy that you logged in this morning. Here's a video to recap what we discussed in our English class today. So, we are talking about the present simple tense, and we're saying that it's used when we write or talk about things which regularly happen. So the present simple tense is also used for things which are known to be true. Here are some examples. She usually eats late at night. So you see, eats is the verb because it's a doing word, it's an action word, eats. And there's an S at the end because it's present simple tense. My friend Jill likes ice cream. Likes is the verb and it has an S at the end. Every day the sun sets in the west and rises in the east. So sets and rises are your verbs because they are the actions that are happening in the sentence. So sets and rises, they both have the S at the end. So note that the present tense verbs that I just called there, they'd all have the S at the end because we're using the singular. So we're using one person or one object with it. So he, she, it. We said she usually eats, so she is one. My friend Jill likes ice cream. My friend Jill is one person. Every day the sun sets is the sun that you're talking about, and it's one sun. So every time we use that singular or one, we're using S at the end for our present simple tense. Now, when we use I, you, we, they, and all the plural nouns, remember plural means more than one, there is no change in the present simple tense form. What I'm trying to say is that you don't have an S. So if you say, we play in the park on Sundays, play will not have an S at the end. They listen to the radio every morning, listen will not have an S at the end. You tell a story with great skill. The verb there will be tell and it will not have an S at the end. So look at this video, look at this clip here to see what I'm talking about. So in these examples, you'll see she usually eats late at night. Eat, the verb with the S at the end. So when you're using he, she, it, or anything with one object or one person, you're just going to have an S at the end. Eats, likes, sets, rises. Those are the verbs, right? Present tense verbs. It's either happening right now or it's happening regularly. So here, when we use I, you, I, we, you, they, and any plural noun, meaning more than one person or object, like we, they, you use the regular verb with no inflection at the end, with no S, right? So you have we play, they listen, you tell, I sing, because when you use I as well, you use the verb as is. The children, meaning that this is the subject of the sentence, more than one, plural, walk. We're not adding any S or anything like that, right? And then we have Janice and Rudra. Usually, remember we said when something regularly happens, we use the present simple tense. Usually, swim. There's no S at the end. Okay, great. Now let's talk about the past simple tense, right? So this is regular because there's also irregular, but we wouldn't be talking about that today, right? So the past simple tense is used to indicate actions or events which took place in the past. So the past is like yesterday. It is used regularly in stories. So when you're telling stories, you usually tell it in the past tense because it happened already, right? And it's also used when we give accounts of things which happened at some previous time. So you're telling your friend about something that happened at a birthday party last week, right? And most past tense verbs end in ed. Okay, so we have present simple and past simple. So on the page before, on page 17, you would have seen present simple, where I told you about the S, and for plural without the S. And here we are talking about the past simple, where we're talking about ed at the end. All right, so you're following? Okay, let's practice a little and then you'll do the rest on your own. So here you will see present simple and past simple, and you have to make as many sentences as you can using the following table. Practice these patterns orally, meaning out loud you're going to talk about them. Okay, so here we have every day, I, so it's something that's happening regularly, present simple. And when we use I, remember we don't have an S at the end of the verb, so it wouldn't be this one. And it's every day, so it wouldn't be this one because ed is used for the past. Every day is something that's happening regularly. So every day I play the piano. Or every day I play the guitar in church. Every day I play hide and seek in the bushes. Every day I play golf in Tobago. Let's try another one. On Sundays, so on Sundays is something that regularly happens every Sunday. We play because it's more than one. Remember, when it's plural, we don't have the S at the end. On Sundays, we play the guitar in church. What about this one? A week ago, that's past tense. It already happened. A week ago, they, yes, ed for past simple tense. So, a week ago, they played musical chairs. Right? So you're making as many sentences as you can and you're submitting it. You're also doing number 2 here. Change the verbs in the brackets to the appropriate tense. So you're either using the present simple or past simple. So Martha, enjoy going to the market? No, Martha is one and something she regularly likes to do. So it will be enjoys with the S at the end. Martha enjoys going to the market with her mother on Sundays. Sometimes her father accompanies, IES, them in order to help lift the heavy bags. Last Sunday, however, Martha, so last Sunday means it happened already. Last Sunday is the past tense. Ding, 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 we're using ED. So let's see. Last Sunday, however, Martha, well, this is the irregular, so she went. You wouldn't say good, right? Martha went. So anytime it's past tense, you're talking about using either the regular or the irregular. The regular is ed, but in this case, they're trying to trick you. You're not going to write good. That's not a word. Martha went alone because her mother was, not is, was, past tense, ill, and her father had to go to work. Martha's father told her to ask her brother for help. Martha asked her brother with an ed at the end, here we go, to assist her, but he refused. Jimmy did nothing at home. Or Jimmy does nothing at home. Let's see which one it will be by reading the following sentence. All day he listens to music and watches television. So it will be does because it's something that he's doing right now or is regularly doing. So does with the S, D-O-E-S. Okay, whenever his friends visit, because it's plural, so you don't need the S at the end, he leaves the house. Leaves with an S because he is singular. So he is singular, meaning one, so leaves with the S at the end. For almost the entire day. Poor Martha. That Sunday, she lifted because it happened already. So ed. Those heavy bags all by herself. So you put in the correct form of the verbs. You can play my video again and send me a picture of your answers. And fun for homework, you are going to look at page 19 where there is a schedule, Victor's schedule, of what he does from 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So you're answering the questions using full sentences in the past simple tense. So it says, what did Victor do at 6:30 a.m.? You're writing Victor, and check to see what he did at 6:30 a.m. Wake up. But we can't write Victor wake up. So Victor woke up at 6:30 a.m. Full stop. Oops, my M looks kind of weird. There you go. So this will be the past simple tense of wake, which is the verb, a doing word, an action word. Okay, so you try to answer all of number 2 from A to E for homework. Okay, so I'm expecting these pictures before our next class. Okay guys, so recapping today, we did simple present tense and we did the past simple tense. Now, with the simple present tense, we said that when we have a singular verb, so if we say he, we will add an S to the verb play. So it will be he plays with an S at the end, plays. And if we're talking about more than one, or the plural, like they, we wouldn't say they plays. We will have no S at the end, so it will be they play. No S. And if you use I, the same rule applies. No S. You wouldn't say I plays. I play with no S. So plural and I, no S. Singular, you add an S. And then for the past simple, for the regular, you add ed. So they played. I played. We played with an ed at the end. That's regular. Or sometimes there's an internal change. So if you said that the verb was see, and you're talking about yesterday because you're talking about the past, we will say saw. Yesterday I saw him. Or eat. She usually eats, or we eat. And the past tense will be we ate, or she ate. So sometimes there's an internal change. But ed is regularly how you change to the past tense. So have fun today, and don't forget my assignments. I need my pictures.